How's it going, everyone? It's Johnny Bead here with the Streamer Stories podcast, and my guest today is the absolutely awesome DCannonLive, in fact. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, everyone.
You
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah,
Brilliant.
doing awesome.
I'm so happy that you're here, man. It's so good to have
Yeah,
you on the
happy to
show.
be there. Yeah,
Long overdue as well, because we've known each other for a while, and I love your content.
yes.
You're a great streamer.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah,
A great friend, I'd like to think as well.
likewise.
You're a good guy. You're a good guy.
Yeah.
I love your stuff, man. So, but yeah,
thank you.
I know you, but I mean, to people who don't know you, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us where we can find you on your socials and stuff?
Well, my name is DCannonLive. I'm a variety gamer and streamer from Ireland. I enjoy playing all sorts of games such as RPGs, horror, retro, action, you name it. So I like to play a bit of everything. So I aim to create a safe space for everyone, no matter who you are, in terms of streaming. Yeah, and I'm on socials. I'm on Twitter and Twitter where I usually post about my streaming stuff, like when I go live and pretty much streaming tips and maybe a bit of IRL stuff as well. And I'm also on Instagram as well, which is pretty much the same as my username as well, which I also talk about streaming. I also have like a personal Instagram as well, which is pretty much linked into that account, so it's on the bio anyway. So yeah.
Excellent. Oh, and you are. I mean, obviously, I've seen a lot of your stuff. So variety at its finest, for sure.
Yeah.
I love your taste in games, mate. I love it. We'll get to the streaming side of things later on, but we're going to talk about games we played when we grew up. So
let's go.
Yeah. So what are your first memories of games then? Do you remember what's the first one that comes to mind? Like your earliest memories?
Well, I remember when I first got into video gaming. Yeah, like it was back in the mid-90s. Yeah, when my parents got me the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, which is known in the UK. And the first game that I played got with it was Sonic the Hedgehog, and that was one of the first ever games I ever played. Yeah, and I remember the memory of turning the game on, yeah, and knowing that you can control the character on the screen, yeah, and it started to become fun, yeah, and that's what really got me into gaming, yeah. And there was another game that came along with it, yeah, which was called Alex Kidd and Miracle World, and that was a really fun game. That was a really fun game as well, yeah. So it kind of got me into the platform genre of gaming, yeah, like because I know like around the same time that the Nintendo was the Nintendo Super Nintendo, like SNES for short, was also yeah. And I know, and I also had friends who also had that console, yeah. And I remember going to their house other days and playing Super Mario and all that stuff, yeah. And I thought this is kind of reminds me a bit of Sonic, yeah. And I felt like it was much into competition with it, and yeah, that's pretty much what got me into gaming, like.
Nice. So three awesome 90s platformers there, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Sonic, Mario, and Alex Kidd, which is a forgotten gem nowadays, isn't it? Everyone forgets about Alex Kidd. It's a shame.
Yeah, because I felt like you think since Sonic got made a good comeback, like in the early 2000s, yeah, you think Alex Kidd should get the same treatment, yeah.
Well, the Miracle. Did you ever play the remastered Miracle World? They put it out on console and like the Switch and stuff. Like I think it was a couple of years ago now. And if you ever played it, it's pretty much the same game, but obviously HD graphics and stuff.
I remember playing a demo for one time a couple of years back, yeah, and it was it looked more polished, yeah, and it was pretty good. It was really good to relive it again, yeah, but and I'm glad that they brought back some of the music of it now, like and all, and it was, and I did brought back kind of memories, yeah, and I was like when I saw the remaster, I was like, oh, I remember this game, yeah, and it was one of the first games I played that got me into gaming, yeah, and so yeah, they brought back the name. Yeah, I just couldn't remember the name, but when I saw the character, yeah, that's how I remember the name. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Did you ever play? I never played. I miss Miracle World. But I played the Enchanted Castle. Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. Did you ever play that one? That was on the Mega Drive as well.
Yeah, but I also played it like about maybe like a decade before when it was on the Sega Mega Drive Genesis collections, yeah, yes. On the PlayStation 3, yeah, I think that came with it, yeah, and I played a bit of it, yeah, and it was pretty good, yeah, but I felt like Miracle World had more of a nostalgia, like in comparison, yeah.
Yeah, man, of course, absolutely. And you mentioned, I mean, Sonic. I mean, yeah, love Sonic so much. I mean,
yeah, everyone's favorite hedgehog.
100%, man. So you played? Did you play the first? Was it your first Sonic? The first Sonic 1?
Yeah, the very first Sonic, yeah, and then Sonic 2 after, pretty much after that, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Sonic?
I would have to say like it's kind of like a draw between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, yeah, because I remember I was playing Sonic 3, yeah, and when Knuckles made his debut, yeah, I was like, oh, that's a very cool character. And then when Sonic and Knuckles came out, yeah, I was like, oh, we get to play as Knuckles, awesome, yeah. And when I discovered that it had the lock-on cartridge where you can put Sonic 3 with Sonic and Knuckles, yeah, and you can play as Knuckles in Sonic 3, that blew my mind. Yeah, I was like, oh, two games combined into one, yeah. It pretty much made it better, like, you know. And I was really happy to play as Knuckles and all, yeah, because he started to become one of my pretty much my favorite character in the series, yeah, to play as, yeah. And I used to play as him a lot, like.
Nice, yeah, same. Sonic 3 and Knuckles for me is one of the best games, like, ever. It's so good. And I remember the lock on as well. Did you ever put any other games on the lock on? You had a Mega Drive, didn't you? So.
Yeah, I remember like putting Sonic 1 in the lock on, yeah, and then it came, and there was this message that came up on the screen saying no way, and I was like, wow. So I was like, I wasn't sure what it meant at first, and then I discovered recently, like, if you enter a certain button combo, yeah, like, you get to play all the bonus stages from Sonic 3, which is pretty good, yeah. I also learned that recently that you could also put Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with it, so you can play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. Yeah. I only noticed that like recently, and I was like, wow, I never knew that. And the thing is, I had Sonic 2, and I never even I figured that, yeah.
No, you never did it. No, that's sad. It was I have a story around that in terms of I joined. I was a late gamer, right? So I had the Mega Drive in the late 90s, and I had Sonic and Knuckles. And I had Sonic 3, and I played Sonic 3 Knuckles. And like yourself, I was like, I didn't know about Sonic 2 initially, but then I heard about it afterwards. It's like, oh, Sonic 2 and Knuckles, that's cool. And then I tried to buy Sonic 2, but because the game was redundant by then, I mean, this is like 1999, right? So the PlayStation was in full flow, and PlayStation 2 is being made and stuff. So I tried to buy Sonic 2, couldn't find it. And then I found an old catalog that said we still sell Sonic 2. It's like, yes, but then it was, they sent me a compilation of Sonic compilation, it was called, so it wasn't the official Sonic 2 cartridge. So I was like, I can't play it, so because it didn't count, so it took me a year.
I felt like a missed opportunity for both of us, so
yeah, man, it was and the new Sonic Origins is coming out, which is a remaster.
It's coming out in like 2 weeks or so, I believe, which is like where you can play as all three characters in the first game, which has never happened before.
No, it's going to be interesting. I mean, what are you going to be picking that up?
Yeah, I think I'll probably wait until maybe when it's on sale, because I still have like some the original games anyway, like, and I got them for like a good price, also on Steam, and I have some on console as well, so I'll still be picking up, but maybe at a lower price at least, like.
Same. I'm doing the same, but I do think it's. Yeah. I was surprised when I saw the price of it. It's like, oh, okay. I'll wait. But
probably the best bet. Yeah.
So I know you played a lot of Sonic on stream yourself already as well. So of the more modern Sonics, have you got a favorite as well?
Out of the Sonic games, if you're talking like modern, my favorite modern Sonic game, it would have to be Sonic Adventure 2, because I know like that, because I love the story, the edition where they had like two stories, like the hero story and the dark side story, and I thought Shadow the Hedgehog was a good addition to the series, and I like how the stories link up, and like if you complete both stories, you unlock like the final chapter and all. And I was quite addicted to the Chow Gardens, where you get to raise like these wee humanoid people, and you play mini games and all, so that was quite addictive back in the day, and I really enjoyed the soundtrack in the game as well, which is really good.
Yeah, it's good to see. There's a lot of people still loving Sonic Adventure. Like, it's still got some. Because everyone goes, "Oh, Sonic 3D Sonic sucks," but there's some really good games that are 3D Sonic, and the adventure games were really good, to be fair.
It's hard to believe that they're like 20 years old, and it still looks good for its time,
Scary, isn't it? Scary.
Yeah.
we call them modern Sonic games, but they're not modern anymore, are they?
Yeah.
It's scary. So you mentioned Mario. I mean, so have you got a favorite Mario game that you used to go to?
So I have to say Super Mario 64, because I remember when I was going to my friend's house, and when he got himself the new Nintendo 64, well, when it was new at the time, he had like Super Mario 64, and we used to play that a lot, and it was quite addictive, and we would put like countless hours into it, and because I also remember playing like the Super Mario games on the Game Boy Color and the Nintendo, yeah. And when I saw the 3D Mario aspect of it, yeah, I thought it was well done, yeah. And how they gave Mario a voice in it and all, yeah, it was really enjoyable, yeah. And I also played like the DS version of Super Mario 64, yeah, where it has like where they added like Luigi, Wario, and Yoshi, yeah, and that was quite good, yeah. But
yeah, I never played that. I've not played. I played Mario 64. I need to play it.
it's really good.
I know. But no one talks about the DS version as well, which is a shame because I've
Yeah,
heard it's a really good port.
Yeah, because the DS, I think they're pretty much obsolete now because the Nintendo Switch is out. Yeah, it's pretty much taken over, like, and all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's good to hear. So you mentioned the Mega Drive. You mentioned the Nintendo 64. So is there any other games that you remember from this time that would really stand out?
Yeah, I remember when me and my brother got the PlayStation 1. Yeah, maybe like a couple months after its release, yeah. And I remember like one of the first games we played was Metal Gear Solid, and Resident Evil 2,
Oh,
and
okay.
all yeah, because Metal Gear Solid, it started. This was started to become one of my favorite games because it was kind of like watching a movie, yeah. And I fell in love with the characters, especially Solid Snake. Yeah, who became one of my favorite video game characters of all time. Yeah, I love how like his catchphrases and all, and pretty much the action and the storyline, and the concept, and the boss battles and all. And they would have a lot of what you call it, like riddles, like, and all, like references, like, and all. And because the guy who made it, Hideo Kojima, like, he's the type of person who likes to play riddles with his fans, yeah. And I thought this is quite interesting, yeah. And it's kind of like the game is talking to you and all, like, and I thought it was quite a genius way.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation is this. It's always talked about as one of the best games ever made, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rightfully so. And Resident Evil 2. I mean,
yeah, I remember when we rented Resident Evil 2 out, and yeah, I was quite scared of it growing up, yeah, but at the same time I enjoyed it, yeah, because especially like when you're going down a corridor and everything's quiet, and then all of a sudden a zombie just pops up, or one of those zombie dogs out of the window, and I was like, oh my god, run away! It's kind of like a flight or flight simulation, yeah, situation, yeah. And most of the times I would like run away, like depending on what gun I have, yeah. And also the music was quite nerve wracking for its time as well, like, and there'd be times I would have trouble sleeping. I was like, oh my god, what if Mr. X comes into the door and starts chasing after me? Yeah, because I remember Mr. X, yeah, he scared the hell out of me, like, and all.
Yeah, same. I always remember Mr. X. One of my favorite memories is him smashing through the wall. Oh,
yeah.
It scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid.
It was kind of like someone out of the Terminator, like they won't stop until you're dead or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned your brother. So did you play a lot of games with your brother growing up?
Yeah, like yeah, because we used to play like the PlayStation, yeah, and when as the years progressed, yeah, I got myself like a PS2, and he moved on straight to Xbox, yeah. And so it was we kind of like there have been days like we would take turns playing each other's consoles. Like I would play a game from his Xbox, and he would play a game for my PlayStation, yeah. And it was like pretty much our way of sharing, like, you know, like just get a taste of what games that we could play that are not on, like, are exclusive, like, you know. And so yeah, it was pretty good, yeah. And he also had the GameCube as well, the Nintendo GameCube as well, which I would try out, yeah. And that was quite fun, yeah, because he would have like Super Smash Bros, yeah. And we used to play 2-player a lot, yeah. And that was quite fun, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, who's your go-to character in the Smash Bros games?
I would have to say Captain Falcon, yeah, because you know, Falcon Punch, yeah, he was quite powerful, yeah. And I would mostly pick him like a lot, like, and all. And either him and Super and Mario as well, yeah. And Link as well from the Legend of Zelda series.
Nice. Okay, so you mentioned you had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. What memories, what games did you play on those consoles? You mentioned obviously Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 2, but
yeah,
anything else?
Well, other that, well, there's Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot as well, which were also great platformers, yeah. And yeah, because we would put counters of ours playing these, yeah. And then we also played some of the sequels as well, yeah. And when I found out that those games were getting remastered on modern consoles like the PS4, yeah, I remember being so hyped for it, yeah. And it still had the nostalgic charm for it as it did back then, yeah. And they did a really good job of it, yeah.
It did, yeah. Same. I was so excited. I used to you Team Crash or Team Spyro if you had to choose. Who would you choose?
I'm gonna have to say Spyro, yeah,
Yeah.
Spyro, yeah, because that was pretty much my first game I played before playing Crash Bandicoot, yeah, because I actually started the first time I played Crash Bandicoot when I went over to one of my friends' house, yeah, and that's what got me into it, yeah. So I ended up buying my own copy, and yeah, and then that's where the love for Crash came in, then along with Spyro, yeah.
Yeah. And I know you've been playing the Spyro trilogy on stream as well. That's been great to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was so excited when the Crash trilogy and the Spyro trilogy. I think I beat the Spyro trilogy in they did a remaster in like a month, as in I platinumed it in a month.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I've did the same. Yeah, I've platinumed all 3 of them games as well. Yeah, so
yeah, I just non-stop played it for like a month. They're so good.
Yeah.
They're really well done remasters.
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
So did you ever have like a PC, a gaming PC, or is that something that really was something that you grew up with?
Well, we did had a PC at one time, yeah, which would play like just old retro games like Pac-Man and Dig Dug and all that stuff. But it wasn't really. But that was pretty much it. Yeah, the only time I would play like PC games there was back in my old school. Like whenever we had computers and free times, yeah, like we would play some games on the PC. Like you got like Tomb Raider and all that stuff. Yeah, like and all and because we had like a computer room like and all like where depending on times that like for education and if there's a free time like especially on a Friday we would choose whatever game we want to play like for the last hour or two of the day, yeah, and that was the best time of it, yeah, and yeah, so yeah,
nice.
that's when I first discovered PC gaming, yeah.
Wow. So you played Tomb Raider in school. I mean, I don't think I never played Tomb Raider in school. I'm a little bit jealous of you now because
well, yeah, really cool. It was mostly only for free time for like free times on Fridays, yeah, because that's pretty much our reward for like getting all our work done, like yeah, and pretty much a good way to start the weekend, like.
Of course, man. Yeah, that's so cool. That's really cool. So do you play games online on the PC now? Do you have a PC now, or do you play on your console?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I was mostly a console streamer like all my life, yeah, but I recently started properly getting into PC like since last October, yeah, like and because ever since when I started Twitch, yeah, and everyone started playing it on PC, yeah, that's what inspired me to get into PC, yeah. So I pretty much play ever since I got into PC gaming. I started playing more multiplayer games now, like especially with friends I made, like and such as Fall Guys, Hunt the Showdown, and whatever games, yeah, crab games, which is pretty much like Squid and Among Us, yeah. So I pretty much started getting more into multiplayer games, especially with friends and all, yeah, because it's much more fun when you're playing with friends on multiplayer games in fairness, yeah.
Definitely, completely agree. So, is there any other stories growing up that you can think of video games that you played growing up? Any memories that come to mind that you can think of?
Well, I remember like when we first got the PlayStation 2, yeah, I remember playing playing Final Fantasy X the first time, yeah, and that game was so beautiful, yeah, because I remember reading about it in the magazines, yeah, and watching the trailers on the demo discs, yeah, and I thought to myself, oh, I must rent that game, yeah. And so when I rent that game and started the first time, it was I know because I did play Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and before that, yeah. And when I discovered that this game had like voice acting, I was like, oh, this is well done, yeah. And the soundtrack is so beautiful, yeah. And it brought back a lot. And thinking about it now, brings back a lot of memories, yeah. And after renting it for a day, I just had to go buy myself a copy of it, yeah. And I fell in love with this game, yeah. The characters, the story, the music, everything, yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's an amazing game, isn't it? And like you said, the voice acting, I remember seeing the Funch 10 graphics for the first time. They were stunning.
Yeah.
Nothing. I never saw anything like it when it came out. It was insane. So is there like is it possible for you to choose what would be your favorite game of all time? Is that an easy question? Is that a difficult question?
Well, if there was one game I have to choose, yeah, I would have to say Final Fantasy 7 on the PlayStation 1, yeah, pretty much the original, yeah, because that's the game that got me into RPGs, yeah, and of course, just like Final Fantasy X, I fell in love with the characters, the story, the music, and everything, yeah, and And I love how the animations in it like changes when you're like when you go into battle, like because I know like they're kind of pixelated when you're in the open world aspect, but when it goes into battle, yeah, they're pretty much like properly sized, yeah. And I thought this is really well done, yeah. And that's where my love for the series Final Fantasy came from, yeah. So and then it's one of those games I could play over and over again and not get sick of, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And
A great choice of game. Let's be honest. I love Fantasy.
yeah,
I love Final Fantasy. I love Fantasy 7. Yeah.
yeah, and the remake was it's just as amazing. Also, yeah, they did a really good job of it.
Yeah. Did you? I think I remember you streaming it last year, didn't you? I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I've also played it. Yeah, and then I kind of put it on hold and because I know like because that was the time I was streaming on console. Yeah, and I decided to put it on hold like until I get my capture card and PC set all up because I know like there's like a blocked scene in the end, yeah, which prevents you from streaming. Yeah, so I thought I may as well put that game on hold for a while. So until I get my capture card sorted out. Yeah, because I know like because I want everyone to experience it with me, like you know.
Yeah, it's frustrating that, isn't it, when they do that, when they put block scenes in?
Yeah, because I think it's because Sony doesn't want it to be spoiled, yeah, which is pretty much fair enough, yeah, like give people a chance to experience it, and so yeah, but at the same time, it can be frustrating for those who wants to stream it, like you know.
Yeah, like you said, it's just, for streaming, it's different. I wish you could have. I wish it would like give you the option, you know, the a spoiler scene coming up, or I don't know, big moment coming. I don't know, something like that to give you the warning. Would you like to continue? Yes or no? You know. I don't know. Or because, and again, that's something that's really cool about certain games, right? Is they got like streamer settings. So I played a game recently. Just I played Dream Daddy recently, and there's a streamer setting there because they have the royalty music. So they took it all the music out that was going to stop me from like having like the copyright strike or whatever.
Yeah, DMCA and all that stuff.
Yeah. So it's good that there are streamer settings as well. So it's a shame that they can't do more of that. But yeah. Oh, Fantasy 7 and remake. So what? So did you finish remake?
I did. Yeah, I finished it like multiple times because I know like it got like a PS5 upgrade.
Yeah.
Maybe last year. That was the version I streamed. Yeah, I've also completed the first time completed on PS4. Yeah, and I've completed the second time on PS5. So yeah.
Excellent. And what? I mean, it's up to you. I mean, we can talk about spoilers and stuff if you want to, but I mean, what did you think of the ending? Were you happy with the ending? It was quite a lot of people weren't so happy with the ending of 7 Remake.
Not going into too much detail, but I was like, "Wow, did this really happen?" Yeah, and I'm actually still questioning myself. Is this going to be like the same story as the original, or is it going to be like a retelling, like, or is it set in an alternate universe? And I was like, who knows? Like, it's like so many questions unanswered, like you know.
Yeah, exactly. And so a lot of people waiting for remake part 2 news. There's nothing at the moment. All the concentration's on Final
Yeah, because I know like 16's it's coming out, yeah, and we're still waiting for news of part 2 of the 7th game, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we get something soon. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you currently playing right now? What are you playing right now?
Well, currently what I'm playing off stream, yeah. I'm currently playing Far Cry 6, which is pretty much pretty much like an open world shooter game, yeah, which is pretty much you go around do missions and you have to like free cities and towns from this like tyrannical army, like which is taking over, like and all, and it's a pretty fun game, yeah. Because I've also played some of the previous Far Cry games before that, yeah, and these were quite fun, yeah. And also I'm currently playing Horizon 2 Forbidden West, yeah, which just came out recently, yeah, and that it's a sequel to Forbidden West, Zero Dawn, yeah, that's the first one, yeah, and the graphics and the atmosphere in this game is just amazing, yeah.
Yeah,
it's one of those. I say that game is pretty much a nominee of Game of the Year this year.
Yeah, I mean, I've not played the Horizon games at all, right? But I mean, I've seen the trailers. I've seen, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, but I mean, I think Horizon Zero, the newest one that came out recently, is the best looking game I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Stunning. Yeah, they did really good. Yeah, it looks quite realistic when you look at the sceneries and all. Yeah, and I thought. It's just crazy how much graphics and gaming have evolved throughout the years, like you know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's times like that I mean, because I think obviously we look back. I mean, people our age, I suppose, who remember the 90s and the noughties and stuff. Obviously, we saw the graphical enhancements of games, but then since maybe 2010, it's obviously slowed down, hasn't it? But like you get moments like that with Horizon, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, it's still technology is still going, it's still getting absolutely crazy. Sure.
Yeah,
So these games you're
amazing,
playing
yeah.
offline, is that right?
Yeah, off stream. Yeah.
So what is your ratio of games you play on stream to offline?
Ratio of games, yeah. Like some games when it comes to, I like to play like there are times like I like to try out new games on stream, like especially in the indie games, yeah, like horror and point and click adventures, like. And also I also like to replay some games on stream, like the Resident Evil series. Yeah, I'm also considering playing Resident Evil 4 again
Oh yes.
to get ready for the original, for the remake. Yeah, because I actually streamed RE4 like a couple years back. I wouldn't mind streaming it again just to get the hype up for the remake, like, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I like to go back and relive some games on stream, yeah, and not only that, but try something new. Maybe try games that I haven't played before, like that have been out for years, like, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's cool. And to be fair, if you're playing games offline as well, I mean, I know a lot of streamers that don't have the time to play games offline. So that's great to see that
Yeah.
you still do offline and online. I wish I had the time. I don't have the time anymore. I'm struggling.
Yes. Yeah. I screw. Yeah. Well, yeah. I feel like I've been playing a lot more games on stream like these days, now, because
Yeah.
sometimes like because that's because when I get a new game, especially on the Steam sales, I'm like, I've got to stream that game, so I pretty much wait until I stream it, like, to play it, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
Hmm.
So, when you think about, I mean, we've talked about some of the best games, haven't we, in this chat so
Yeah.
far. But is there a game that you can think of as the worst game you've ever played?
Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 game on the PlayStation 3. Oh, I have to say, that game was an absolute mess. Yeah, so many glitches and bugs. Yeah, because I remember the first time playing it. Yeah, I was hyped. Yeah, because I was seeing the trailer. Yeah, like, but when it comes and I noticed that this game had like long loading screens every 5 minutes. I was like, can we play the game already? And as soon as I started playing the game, I was like, there was like so many glitches and bugs that would like take you off the course and get you. And I was like, what? What?
Yeah.
How did this happen? Yeah, and then I just gave up on it completely. Yeah, it was deemed unplayable to me. Like, and I can't go back to this game again. Like, you know, as much as I love Sonic, but that game was just awful.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've never played it, but for that reason, I can't. I'm not brave enough to play it.
Yeah,
I've heard all the bad things.
I wouldn't advise it anyways.
I saw a streamer. I won't mention names, but I did see a streamer recently play Sonic 06. And it was like a modded version of it. It makes me wonder if like people like fans have like fixed some of the bugs, made the loading screens better. I wonder if people are actually trying to fix Sonic 06 now. I don't know. Because it was interesting to see. It blew my mind to even think that people were going to mod that game. You know, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, sometimes you get like fans of games like would mod stuff and fix them, and I was like, wow, why aren't game companies hiring those people? Yeah,
right.
Because they know exactly what they're doing. Like, and if there really is a modern version of Sonic 6, I wouldn't mind giving it another chance. Like, at least there'd be no glitches. Like, you know.
Yeah, it might be worth looking at that. I can send you the streamer's name for sure. But yeah, maybe I don't know. I raided him recently, and then I just kind of thought I gotta go. But so I don't.
Yeah, I think I was. I think I know who you're talking about, because I was actually lurking your stream one time when you raided out. Yeah, and I think that he was playing on Sonic 6. So I believe I know who you're talking about. Yes, so
cool. Yeah. So but yeah, we're just talking about modding for a second. Like, have you seen any of the you mentioned Resident Evil 2? Have you seen any of the Resident Evil 2 mods that have happened?
Yeah. I've actually seen like the Ultra HD mods was one of them, and the randomizer mods and all that stuff. And pretty much there's been people has been modding like the remake designs of Claire and Leon into the original games, and I thought, wow, this is really well done. Yeah. So because I remember seeing a streamer, like, he was streaming like the Ultra HD version of RE2, and I was like, wow, that's really well done. Yeah, and the attention to detail was good. Yeah, and all that stuff. Yeah, and yeah, and I've also seen people on YouTube, that's been making like mods, like a different standalone mods of the game, like which is pretty much a same gameplay of Resident Evil 2, but different characters and story. Yeah, like they would make their own story of it, their own Resident Evil story of it. Yeah, like and not like an alternate take of it. Yeah, and I thought, wow, this is really well done. Capcom needs to hire these people
for sure. Yeah, did you see the Kendo's mod that came out?
Yeah, I've actually seen the Kendo mod, and I thought that was hilarious. Yeah,
so funny.
Yeah,
it's so funny. And just talking about HD versions, I mean, Resident Evil 4 HD looks fantastic, by the way. So if you do play it again, look at that for sure. Because I recently, because my version of Resident Evil 4 wasn't playing. I was like, what the hell's going on? Because because it doesn't seem to be. It seems like certain modern PCs don't like the old Resi 4. So it gives this white screen. But then I got the Resi 4 HD version, and I tested it the other day, and I was like, oh my god, it looks so crisp. Leon's never looked so good.
Really good. Yes, it does.
Awesome. Do you play games for like achievements, trophies, stuff like that?
Well, it all depends on the game. Yeah, there were some games that I only played just for the story, and some of the achievements may be hard. But if there's achievements, if I really enjoy, if a game has like replay value, I'd always go back to it and maybe collect all the achievements just for fun, and all. And especially when it comes to like open world games, I would like to, I like to go back into them and get all the achievements. But if it's a game that doesn't have replay value but only worth playing once, then I would maybe give it a pass, because a pass, because I thought there are some games that I only play for the story, and some of the achievements may be too complicated or time consuming to achieve, So I think achievement hunting is quite fun, and it gives like replay value to the game, depending on what you're playing and all.
Excellent. So have you like platinumed completely 100% of any games?
Oh, I think I've like platinumed like almost 70 games on the PlayStation. I've been doing that for for pretty much a decade. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Throw me some titles. What games have you platinumed?
So far I've platinumed Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake, and I've also platinumed pretty much the Walking Dead Telltale series as well, and The Last of Us Part 2 as well, and some of the Uncharted series, like when they were on the PS3 anyway, and what else? The Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Miles Morales. I've also platinumed those as well.
Excellent.
And
wow, fair play. Lots of platinum, man. And you mentioned Spyro as well. You've
that as well. Yeah.
Wow.
All three of them.
Goodness me. Yeah. Definitely got more platinums than me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So if you were stuck on a remote island, and on that island you can only have 3 games for the rest of your life, you're living on that island for the rest of your life, I'm afraid. Sorry. But you can do online, you can do like DLC and like extension packs and stuff like that. What if you can only play 3 games? What would they be, and why?
Well, if I had to choose like a story based game, I would have to go Final Fantasy VII, because like I said, there's so much to do in this game, and it has a lot of replay value no matter how many times you played, so that'd be one of them. And the second one, if I had to choose like a multiplayer game, I would have to it would have to be I would have to say let me think, probably crab games, because that way I'll still be able to play with my friends and all like online, so that'd be something anyway, like just to keep in touch with them, and whatnot. And third game, let me think. Third, I would have to go probably the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, because that game also has a lot of stuff to do, and it's pretty much one of those games that I would also go back to, and play if I want to play as like a different race and all, I would maybe to start a new game and all, and the DLC as well is really good. So Skyrim. So pretty much the 3 games it would be Final Fantasy VII and Skyrim for story based, and probably crab games for like multiplayer sake, to keep in touch with friends and all.
Fantastic. You know what? I'm going on your island, DCannon. You and I are going to live on that island together. We're going to play a lot of Final Fantasy VII, Skyrim, and Crab Game, mate. That's a good island game. A good island trilogy. I really like your island. That's cool. Love it. Let's talk about Skyrim then, because Skyrim is... I love Skyrim. Did you ever play Oblivion as well, or did you play Skyrim?
I've also played Oblivion as well, because technically my brother had Oblivion when on the Xbox 360, and I had to go with that, and I thought, wow, this game is amazing. So I got my own copy on the PS3, and man, that game was amazing, And as soon as and when Skyrim got announced, I was really hyped for that, And I remember the first time playing Skyrim, and it's become one of the best RPGs games I played of all time,
Oh yeah, agreed. I love Skyrim. I really want to stream it, but I'm not brave enough because it's so long.
Yeah, I'm on the same mindset. Yeah, I want to stream it, but at the same time, I don't want to because like there's so much to do. Like
Yeah, because I don't think I can just play a bit of it. I would want to do everything on it, and it would just take so long.
Yeah,
for sure, for sure. But yeah, I love your island. I'm definitely up for that. So let's talk about a bit about Fantasy 7 OG actually. Let's talk a bit about that.
Yeah.
So
so.
what's your favorite like moment in OG Fantasy 7? And spoilers are fine, I'm sure. It's over 20 years old now. Actually, it's 25 years old. Oh my god. Anyway.
I think my favorite moment in Final Fantasy VII when the motorcycle chase. Yeah, you like when Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, and Red and Aerith were all leaving Midgar. Yeah, and then you got Cloud on the motorbike. Yeah, on the bike. Yeah, on his escape. Yeah, and he's like slashing all the enemies like just to stop them from attacking. Yeah, and I think that moment was just well done. Yeah, very well done.
No, I agree. I remember playing that scene actually for the first time, and I was thinking, Carl's. It's like Carl. Who's Carl? Cloud. Sorry, Cloud. Is like he's like perceived as like this really cool character at the time. I never thought he was that cool, but then when I saw that scene for the first time when I was a kid, I was like, this guy's cool. Yeah, look at him with his massive sword on the big motorbike. The music was really cool as well. Really good scene. Love that scene.
And there's no nonsense attitude as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember that scene. It's an underrated scene. Actually, I'm quite surprised you mentioned it. A lot of people don't mention that scene anymore. It's a really good scene. Love it. Love it. Yeah, so is there a game that you can think of that would be like the hardest game you've ever played?
I think that's going to be an easy one. Dark Souls.
Oh yeah.
Dark Souls, hands down. Yeah, because trust me, don't get me wrong. It's an amazing game, but at the same time, I have a love-hate relationship with that game. Yeah, I would go back to it now and again, but but sometimes when things get tough, I just give up on it completely. Yeah, because I remember the first time playing it when it got released. Yeah, and I just gave up on it for a few months, for a few years, and then when I finally got back to it, I decided to try and give myself a chance to complete the game and I did manage to succeed in that, but at the same time, it took me like a couple of months. Yeah, so Dark Souls is by far the hardest games I've ever played. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Well, I can't play them. I'm
I'm
gonna play Dark Souls. I've played Dark Souls 1 before, and I played Bloodborne. I'm gonna be trying Dark Souls 3 soon at some point. But yeah, I struggle with them. I really do. I can't play them to save my life.
It's funny enough, yeah, because every time when a new Dark Souls like game gets announced, yeah, I want to get it, yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to play it, like, so it's kind of like 50-50, like,
Oh yeah, same. No, I completely agree. I remember when Bloodborne came out, I was thinking, this is a Dark Souls game, but it looks so good.
Yeah.
I was like,
Bloodborne's amazing. Yeah.
And I got it, and I was like, I can't play it. I played it for I got so frustrated with it. And then Elden Ring was the same. I was like, oh, Elden Ring looks so good, and I can't play it. I'm gonna cry.
Elden Ring, yeah. The game looks amazing, but I hear it's quite tough, more tough than Dark Souls. I'm like, wow.
Oh man, yeah. And just speaking about hard games, I remember you were playing Hollow Knight not long ago.
Oh, Hollow Knight, yeah.
I remember you stopped playing it now, haven't you? Because
I'm kind of putting it on hold for a while, yeah, because I keep getting lost, yeah, and it's one of those games that you have to try and figure out where to go, like, and all, and trust me, there's no like marker or anything to tell you where to go, so you kind of have to figure it out, like, and all, and not only that, yeah, like you get some of the boss fights, yeah, that can pretty much are quite tough as well, kind of like Dark Souls level and all. I thought, I think I better not burn myself out with this too much. I better put this on hold and come back to it when I feel ready, like,
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm with you there. I mean, if you don't mind, let's talk about that then, because I mean, I relate to that. Like when it comes to like games that are too hard and you're streaming them. And it's like, what goes through your mind when you're in that situation where you got an audience, haven't you, that are watching you play this game, and you want to enjoy it. You're trying to be like a good host almost, aren't you? But you're like, God, this game's so hard. Talk us through that. What's it like?
Well. Sometimes when I'm getting frustrated with a game, I sometimes kind of worry, like, because I don't want to put off my audience. Yeah. So when things when the worst comes to the worst, I just take a break from the game and switch to something more chill and enjoyable, like just to get the vibe going again. So that's exactly what I did in my last stream. Yeah, I just switched to something more enjoyable, and that kind of got things back on track, like, So I was like to my audience, sorry folks, I don't think I can go on with this game. Yeah, it's burning. It's doing my head in. Yeah, and plus I don't want to kill the vibe. Like, you know.
Yeah, man. No, that's a great idea. It's a really good good suggestion for sure. I was playing SSX on tour not long ago, and the higher like you go through like the rankings of the best snowboarders, and you get to like the top 40, and it just gets so hard. And I was playing it on stream, and I was pulling my hair out in my head. But I've got none on my head. I've got loads on the beard. So I was like, ugh. No, I was pulling my hair out. I was like, oh, this is so hard. And you're trying to be like, put it on a happy face, put it on a happy face.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing to do. But no, you dealt with that really well there. To be fair. That's really good.
Yeah. Well, I do try to laugh it off at the same time as well, just to keep the flow, the good vibes, like, you know.
100%.
Just laugh a bit, like you know.
Definitely. No, that's good. That's good. Let's talk about Twitter because again, you know, we've known each other for a while now.
Yeah.
I love a lot of the stuff that you say on Twitter. It's all about the good vibes and the positivity as well. So talk us about that. Talk us because you like to tweet about your thoughts and feelings, don't you?
Yeah, because I never really do. Ever since before I started streaming Twitch, I never really used Twitter that much. Yeah, but I started using it more for stream based. Yeah, and like I pretty much I've learned a lot of tips when it comes to streaming. Yeah, and I'm not the type of person who would gatekeep like hints and stuff tips. Yeah, and I'm always happy to pass those tips on to people like who are starting off. Yeah, and stuff you like life, not only that, but maybe like life stuff like people can relate like to try and help keep the positive vibes. Yeah, because I know like. There have been times people have been feeling like have been too difficult in themselves, like and feel defeated. Yeah, so and trust me, I do feel that way too. And I sometimes try to like to add like a positive tweet, like to try and keep the spirits up. Yeah, because I don't want them feeling like the same way. Like if there's any like bad experience that I have, I don't want them feeling like the same way. Like so, it's kind of like a lift the spirits up, like you know.
Yeah, of course.
But at the same time, I don't want to. There are like people. There are people. Some people who like tweet the same stuff well, and I don't want to like copy them. But if I was gonna like take, I would usually quote their tweets and say that I agree with it, like you know.
Yeah, for sure.
just as proof, like you know.
Definitely, no, and it's like you said, it's giving people your experiences, isn't it? And saying like I know what you're going through, or saying I've gone through this. This is how it feels. I hope that no one else feels that negative feeling, or sometimes it's a positive feeling. It's like I feel like this, and it's good,
Yeah.
No, it's good to see. It's good to see. I was going to go somewhere with that. I was just going to go with one with I mean, for me, and I said this to you personally, as you know, like for me, you're one of the nicest people I've met on Twitch.
Thank you.
You're such a cool guy. You've done a lot of work for charity as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
So talk us through that. Talk us through some of the charity stuff you've done.
Well, besides apart from like the Nightbreed collective, which we are both part of, I'm also part of like another community called DCannon. That I actually was part of this community before and joined the Nightbreed. Yeah, and the person who organized it, we had held like 4 raid trains a year. Like the first one was like in February and April. May, August, and October. Yeah, the first charity. They did it for like able gamers, like, which is pretty much to help people with this with a physical disability to be able to play games and all. I wasn't part of that, but they did a really good job. They raised like I think it was like $4,000 for that, yeah, and that's what inspired the community to create more charities, yeah. So I was able to take part in the next 3 charities in that, yeah, in the raid train, yeah, and which was really good, yeah. And we started raising a lot, which was we raised it for this time we changed it to the Trevor Project, which is like an LGBT community. Like which is a company like where people in the LGBT community have nowhere to go. They would help support them and all, and we helped raise more money for that every charity we held. First time it was like 6,000, and then the second time it was like 9,000. Then the third time recently, like it was like 12,000. So and and the good thing about this, like we managed to get more streamers even outside of the community to join in, yeah, because we have people asking him, like people from the community who knows people outside the community, to see if they're interested in helping out. And the good thing is, that was great, yeah, because even half of the people weren't part of the community, but they still managed to help out, yeah. And it's amazing, like and it helps like build new friendships and connections and meet new people and all. And because we don't just keep within the community, we try to open up to everyone, like
Yeah, man. Oh, 100%. And it's amazing the work you've done with the charity streams with They all of you did an amazing job. I was there for a lot of it, and it's really great to see.
Yeah.
Have you got any more charity events planned, or is that something that's not moving on your radar?
Well, at the moment, yeah, there's a streamer that's looking to organize a charity sometime in August, yeah, and I told them that I'd be interested, yeah. So we just need to get like things sorted out, yeah, and we nothing's been like announced or confirmed yet, but we're hoping to get like things announced maybe sometime within the next month or so. So I'm hoping to get to so I'm definitely, if everything goes according to plan, then I'm definitely going to be trying to help out with that, yeah. So we can't say anything yet. We can't confirm anything yet, but we're working on it anyway. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, everyone get following DCannon. I'm sure he'll be making an announcement on that soon for sure.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens anyway.
Yeah, can't wait. So what made you think about streaming? What was the thing that made you think, you know what, let's give this a go? What was?
Well, this was during the COVID pandemic back in 2020. Yeah, like cause it was actually like around October, like, yeah, and everything was pretty much closed, yeah, and there was nothing to do, and I thought, when I first discovered Twitch, I was like, you know what, I may as well give this a go and see how it went, yeah. So I've actually like before I actually stream in it, I've actually watched a few streams, like, and all, and I met a few people, yeah, and then when I started streaming myself, yeah, I started to give it a go, yeah. It was quite quiet the first few weeks, yeah, because I've actually learned the reason why I didn't get many people coming into my streams because I wasn't really going out and talking to other people, yeah. So that's the reality of it. Like, if you want to grow your channel, go out and meet people, like, you know. So that's what pretty much got me into streaming, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was the same actually. I've been doing it for like 5 years nearly, but like for the first few years, didn't talk to anyone, didn't network, didn't meet new people, didn't talk to other streamers, and it's like, well, why aren't I growing? It sounds silly when you think about it, but yeah.
Trust me, I made that mistake as well. Yeah, like that's the reality about it. Yeah, because if you want people to notice you, like, you have to make an appearance, like, present yourself, like, to them, like, and all, and because if you stop by people's streams and if you connect with them and talk to them and get to know them, they'd be like, that person's pretty cool. I must check them out sometime. So yeah, that's what I did, like, after a few weeks, yeah, and it started helping, like, you know.
Yeah, man, definitely. No, it's good. So do you remember your first stream? What was the game you were playing? What was it? Did you have a cam? Did you have a mic?
Well, first time I streamed, I was on the PlayStation 4. I didn't have a cam, but I did have a mic. Yeah, I think it was Crash Bandicoot 4. Yeah, I've actually played a bit of it. Yeah, just to see how it goes. Yeah, and yeah. So this is pretty much one of the first games I play. Yeah, but I was during that time I didn't really talk much. Yeah, because in fairness, this was actually my first time. Yeah, I pretty much just one thing I would say one thing, and the next thing 5 minutes. Yeah, it would be quiet. Yeah, so yeah, this was starting out, and in all fairness, yeah.
Yeah, man. Crash 4 as well. That's so hard. I mean,
I've actually beaten it once. Yeah,
I've not beaten
but trust me, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'd say Crash 4 is harder than Crash 1. I think Crash 4 is really hard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but no, wow. Well, that's a really fun game to play for the first game on stream. That's awesome. It's a good game. It's a really good game. Okay, so what of it, like, do you have any like streaming memories? Do you have any like moments where you thought, oh, that was a good stream, or was there like a game you really enjoyed playing on stream? What have you got, anything that you can think of that some good memories that have happened?
Well, I think the recently the best memory I had, like, was that night when I got raided like 12 times. Yeah, that was one of the best memories. Yeah, and yeah. I trust me, I did not expect that at all. Yeah, because before that, the most stream raids I ever got was pretty much 5. Yeah, but that broke the record. Yeah, it just comes to show, like, the more you the more you network and meet people, like, and get to know them, yeah, the more they're gonna notice you, like, and all, and plus because they know that because that's how you gain their trust, like, and all, and then because they knew, like, because they noticed that I've been supporting them and all, like, and honestly, I support them and check them out because I want to. I would never expect anything back, like, but the fact that they returned the favor, I was like, wow, I was surprised, like, but I was at the same time I was very grateful and all, like, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I remember that. That was a great day. Like I was one of the 12, wasn't I? And
Yeah, yeah,
like
really appreciate it. Yeah.
like for me, just from my perspective, because I was streaming and I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish off, I'm gonna raid someone. And I was like, oh, DCannon's online. Yes, I get to raid him because normally you stream before me. So I've had a lot of your raids and I've always been so grateful. I was like, yeah, I get to return the favor. But then someone went, you'll be number 10. I was like, I'll be number 10 what? And they were like, he's had 9 raids. It's like, well, we're going in. Let's raid him.
Yeah, because this is one of my streams that I lost track of time because I was enjoying myself. Yeah, because these were the best streams. Because I usually stream like 3 hours minimum or 4 hours max. Yeah, but I ended up going like over 5 hours plus, and I was like, wow, is it that time already? Jeez, this has been a good stream so far. And yeah, like when you go over time, yeah, these are the best streams. Like.
Definitely. No. Oh,
Yeah.
I remember seeing. I remember seeing your face was so lit up. It was so good.
Yeah. Did not expect that at all. Yeah.
Excellent, man. Well deserved as well, for sure. So yeah, any other streaming memories? Anything else that comes to mind of like a moment that you can think of that was like, wow, that was awesome.
Well, I think pretty much another memory. Pretty much. Let me think. I think it was my first hype train. Yeah, pretty much hype train. I like when I was back in the after I got affiliate. Yeah, and I was like, there was like people gifting subs, cheering bits, and I was like, guys, folks, save your money. You all being here is enough I could ask for. But at the same time, I was really it was really great. I was really grateful for it. Yeah, because it comes to show like you would never get this support anywhere else. Yeah, and also yeah, pretty much my first hype train was another memory. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all remember our first hype train. It's an amazing moment, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah.
People are so generous. We're so grateful, aren't we? It's good. So, is there a game that you've played on stream that you thought, you know what? I'm so happy I streamed that. That was a fun experience streaming it. Is there like a game that comes to mind?
Well, the first time that the street game that I played, yeah, I think it was Sally Face, which was an indie horror point and click game. Yeah, because I saw a couple of people stream that. But before I got it myself, I thought, you know what, that game looks interesting. I must check that out. So when I saw it on sale on Steam, I just picked it up right away. And when I experienced it myself, I thought, wow, this game is messed up, but at the same time, it's interesting and I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So after finishing the game, I thought, wow, I'm glad I checked this game out. I checked this out anyway. So I would highly recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was gonna play it myself. It was one of the games I've been thinking of playing recently, but I've not seen it. I'll be entering it spoiler free, so I've heard so many good things about it. Have you played like there's other games similar to it, isn't it? There was like Fran Bow. That's a similar game.
Fran Bow and Little Miss Fortune. Yeah, they were quite good. Yeah. So yeah, but they were messed up, but at the same time interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I also, if you don't mind me saying, you played Doki Doki Literature Club recently.
Oh, Doki Doki. That was a fun experience, but at the same time, it was scary as hell. It looked like your typical normal cute dating simulator. Yeah, but as soon as things started to get the big reveal, I was like, wow, I was actually shocked, like in speeches. I was like, did that really happen?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and after stream, I was like, I was questioning my sanity. Like, am I imagining things, or did that really happen? Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many good moments with it. I love the part in the game as well. Sorry for spoilers about Doki Doki, but like there's the part where she realizes that you're streaming.
I was actually freaking out. Yeah, because there was like an account called Just Market that dropped me in fall, and they started saying stuff to me like forever and ever. I was like, "What are you doing in my stream? How do you know why I stream?" And I was like, and then I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out what to do, and then it hit me. So I checked the files, like, and yourself got rid of it, and that was it.
Yeah, man, it's such a good game. Love that game. Is there any advice that you'd give to anyone that is thinking about picking up streaming for the first time?
Well, there's one advice I could do is before you stream is try to check people out, yeah, and try to if there's a streamer you like, get to know them, connect with them, find them, don't just get to know a streamer, connect with the community as well, because speak to the community, like get to become friends and all, because that's pretty much how that helped me grow. Like when I stop by a streamer's stream, I don't just vibe with them. I also vibe with everyone in chat, like, and get to know them. Like, and if there's a conversation that they're talking about that you're interested in, feel free to take part in it. Yeah, because you never know, that could open up doors to new friendships. Yeah, and eventually try to avoid stuff saying like, "Oh, I'm a streamer. Can you check me out? And can you come raid me or drop me a follow?" Because those are bad etiquette, yeah. Because if the more you talk to them and communicate with them, they're gonna eventually see that you're a streamer, and they'll be like, you know what, that person has been very supportive recently. I must check them out, yeah. So that's how you'll grow organically, yeah.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
Mm.
I remember like checking out certain streamers in the past, and like I didn't say a word. I was just like just supporting them, just giving them, a lot of chat comments, a lot of general support. And then they were like, it'd be months started going by, and they went, "Are you a streamer?" And I was like, "Yeah." But why didn't you say? It's like, because it's etiquette, like you said, it's etiquette.
Yeah.
You don't say because it's rude, isn't it? Hi, I'm a streamer. You don't.
Yeah, that's why I never say yeah. But sometimes when people are who I talk to, like they be like, "Hey, I didn't know you stream. Here, I must check you out. Here, I'll drop you a follow." Yeah, because sometimes people may be bad at following you back and following people back, but that's okay. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, and yeah, because I had a few people that I know that even apologize, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't follow you back," and I was like, "No, no need to apologize.
Yeah.
You're here now, and that's all that matters."
Totally. Yeah, I get that as well. I've been guilty of it both ways. I've had it both ways where I've been like,
I'm the same. Yeah,
"Oh, I'm so I thought I was following you. I'm so sorry." But
yeah,
but yeah, and then likewise, like simply like people say, "Oh, sorry, I didn't follow you, Johnny." But that's fine, no problem. It's not a problem. But yeah, there's things that happen. So just I wouldn't mind talking if it's okay to talk about we've got is you got Asperger's, is that correct?
yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Do you want to talk to us about that? Is that okay for us to chat about that?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Well, I was diagnosed at an early age of 3 years old, which is Asperger's, which is basically part of the autism spectrum. Yeah, but I'm more high function, which means I'm able to learn things like with the right support and all. Like the people, yeah, it's kind of like mild autism. Yeah, where people, even though people may have difficulties learning, they're still capable of doing stuff on their own, like go to town on their own and learning stuff, like learning how to write and learning stuff, like if they get the right support and the right teachings and all. Because I know like people who on the autism may need people with them at all times, like and all. But but eventually I pretty much learned how to cope with it better, like growing up, yeah. Because and then sometimes it does take me a while to understand things compared to people who are not on the spectrum, like, and I need to have things explained in easier words and sentences just to get the gist of it, yeah. But once I understand what it means, then it's all good, like, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I remember like there's been certain times when I've seen you stream where there has been certain people maybe not quite maybe even been just a little bit rude, really, with yourself on the stream, and you've dealt with that really well. It's really, it takes a lot of courage to do what you do.
Because sometimes people are pretty much shocked when I do the big reveal. There was like, and people were like, "Oh, I had no idea you had this. I'm very sorry if I've been rude to you about stuff recently." Yeah, and I was like, and there's some people's like, "I had a feeling you had a bit of a disability. I just didn't want to be rude and ask you about it." And I was like, "Yeah," and then and pretty much that they pretty much understood and pretty much eased down on the band. On I know they're having a bit of banter, but they kind of like toned it down a bit ever since, like, you know.
Of course, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, how important is it to you that you want people? Is raising awareness for Asperger's important to you? Because you are absolutely brilliant.
Yes, because it comes to show just because you don't see the disability doesn't mean that it's not here, and that people and it can't just be. And it can't necessarily just be it can be like a different way of doing things. Like even though people may have it, like they're still capable of doing things that you can do, or if not, maybe better. Like, you know, so just don't try not to just try to be a bit more patient in them and help them out if they can. Like, and because eventually they will grow and they'll be able to do it on their own. Like, and all, you know.
Yeah.
They just need a little guidance and there.
Definitely, and I absolutely love your personality comes through so well, and it's inspirational really to see.
Yeah, thank you.
And again, we mentioned it just before we started chatting, didn't we, on the podcast about the fact that I've seen streams. I remember seeing you stream last year, and this year you're a lot more confident now. It's really great to see. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's also helped me with IRL situations as well. Like, I'd be more talkative, yeah, and I would say hello to people, like, and all, because most of the times there'd be times like I walk past people and say nothing, but when I see them, I'd be like, "Oh, hello, how you doing? I hope you," and also, and it has helped you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be people that watch you, mate, that probably do have Asperger's or maybe that are on the spectrum as well. That they're going to be hugely inspired by you. You're doing a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
Have you thought about have you ever thought about doing a charity stream for Asperger's?
It could be so. Yeah, it could be something I might consider doing. Maybe in the future. Maybe for like my second year and a streaming anniversary or
Ooh.
whatnot. So it's an idea anyway. Like, so it could be something
Yeah.
I consider. Like, you know,
When's that? When's your second year anniversary?
sometime in October. Like,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Exciting, exciting. Well,
yeah, but we'll see what happens anyway.
Can't wait, mate. Can't wait. So we are August and October. I'll be looking out for those 2 months. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm out of questions, mate. I'm out of questions. You've exhausted my questions. How dare you?
Wow, and not only that, now it already went by quick. Jeez,
It went so quick, didn't it? But
Yeah.
no, mate, it's been such a pleasure chatting to you.
Thank you so much for having me. Then
Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Just one more time, would you like to tell us where we can find you on your socials?
well, on my socials, my Twitter name is DCannonLive, which is the same as my Twitch username, and I also and as well as my Instagram as well. Like, if you want to get updates on special streams, like, and all, and on my schedule and all. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. Give this legend a follow. He's awesome. I've got a lot of time for DCannon. You know, we are friends. You know, please give him a follow. He's so cool, and like you said right in the beginning, a huge variety stream. Plays all sorts of different games. Well worth your time. Please forgive me. DCannon. Thanks so much for being on, mate.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Excellent. Okay, all the best, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.